You're asking for too much! It's not a matter of just cutting down.
What the customers are looking for is cheap, delicious, and quick. It's better to reduce the quality a little and increase the cost effectiveness.
I understand what you're saying, but you're cutting it too much!
Why are you so against it? I'm just saying we change the ingredients to something cheaper.
The taste will change too much! This will just drive away the customers who've been coming to us up until now! I was having a dispute with the president of the company I was working for.
I'm sorry, but this is a done deal. You don't have the authority to make decisions like this. Itome Yamato, I know how much my predecessor trusted you. And I know you supported that genius from the side. But you're no longer needed.
I'm quitting this company! Remember that! While I was saying this lowly escape line, I quit as if I was basically kicked out of the company. I was crushed by the train. I'm sorry! I was scolded by my boss. And then I was crushed again by the packed train. And by the time I got home, I was completely exhausted. But by quitting my job meant that I was finally free from the struggles of city life. I didn't need money. I just wanted to be able to live a relaxed life, spending each day in a carefree manner, doing work that I could do at home and living a peaceful life. When I think of a place where I could live a relaxed life, I think of the countryside. I left the city as if I were running away, and I decided to move out of the city and move to the countryside. This is where I'm gonna live from now on. And so I came to the countryside. Rice fields, rice fields, rice fields. Grasshoppers, rice fields, grasshoppers. This is what the countryside feels like.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, how come you're here?
What? President?
Don't call me president anymore. I'm not the president.
Katasabaki Ayane, the former president of the company I quit the other day. She had many names, such as Rare Genius and Child Prodigy, but the name she most often was called was Noble. After graduating from the famous Sarabeto University, she started her own business. And then she expanded the scale of her business in no time, and she became a person who would shake up the whole industry. For a while, she was called the Demon King because she was destroying several markets. But after she reflected on her actions, she changed her course and started working with other companies. She stopped being defeated by heroes. Anyway, that Noble suddenly stepped down from her position as president because her parents were sick. She suddenly stepped down from her position as president. The person chosen to take her place was that guy who got into an argument with me. I never thought I'd see you here, President Katsubaki-san.
What a coincidence. But I'm glad to see you. How's work?
Well, I quit. I used to work under that Noble, too. I've been with the company since it was just starting out. As the company grew bigger and bigger, my workload doubled, but thanks to that, I was able to make a big career move, and if things continued like this, I would have been able to live a life of luxury. When I was thinking that, the president changed, and I didn't get along with the new president, so our relationship soured. On top of that, the people who wanted to get close to the president formed factions and eliminated the faction supporting the former president. Many of them were demoted or transferred, but thanks to that, the factions that were aligned with me and the Noble were weakened. And the power was completely turned against us.
Is something wrong?
It's not right to say it so honestly like that. It's also a little embarrassing to expose my own weakness. But I didn't want to tell her that the thing we built up was being destroyed.
Oh, I see.
Huh?
I don't think living in the countryside is as easy as you think.
What?
Oh, was that not it? You moved to the countryside, right?
That's right, but how did you know?
Judging from your reaction, I can guess that the company is in the middle of a power struggle and it's falling apart from the inside. You were driven out by the opposing faction and you quit your job. So you moved to the countryside to escape the trappings of the city. Am I wrong?
She read my mind? Oh no, I need to wrap aluminum foil. Karasubake Ayame is a genius of a person. She's a fast thinker, but sometimes the connection in the conversation goes wrong. When I talk about one thing, she talks about something 100 steps ahead, which surprises me since I'm trying to talk in order. You're right, Katasubaki-san. I came here thinking I'd live a slow life in the countryside. There's mountains and rivers, so I thought it'd be a good place to live a slow life.
I suppose being single for the rest of your life is one option, but I think it's too soon to give up at your age.
So scary. I wonder how far ahead she read. It's true that there are no opportunities to meet women here, but on the other hand, I don't want to go back to the city in search of a relationship. And I'm not sure about online dating apps either. I was thinking that it might be okay to spend the rest of my life single, but anyway. Anyway, that's how it is. What do you mean when you said that life in the countryside is not as easy as I think?
I think you'll understand soon enough.
What? A bear? Katasubaki-san, a bear!
Oh, it's okay. This one is a good boy.
What?
See?
It's the great outdoors after all. It's not rare for a bear to come out. A bear? I see. It's true that life in the countryside is not easy. I've already received my baptism of the countryside. I was undermining the countryside.
The countryside is tough too.
I lost confidence that I can make it.
But you're lucky, I'm with you after all.
What?
I'll help you with your slow life.
Is she a goddess?
Well, what a young man.
Is that your son-in-law, Hayame-chan?
No, he's not. Here, take this.
It's vegetables grown from a field!
Whoa! In the countryside, the neighbors are really friendly.
It might feel strange if you're used to living in the city.
Yeah, that's right. In the city, most people live without caring about others. To some people, that seems terribly cold, but to those who want to be respected for their personal lives, it's a comfortable and easy place to live.
What? Hayame-chan has a boyfriend?
Oh my, did you bring your son-in-law with you? No, why do you always say the same thing?
It's strange how a beautiful one like you wouldn't get married.
Nowadays, there are options for not getting married. Is that right?
Talking about marriage is a bit like sexual harassment in the city. For better or worse, the old men and women in the countryside have a close sense of distance, so they'll go right in and talk about even the most taboo topics. And their dialects are unique.
That's because there's a unique culture and custom here.
What?
You're curious about the dialect, right?
Well, Katasubaki-san's is pretty normal, right?
I've been in the city since high school. My dialect doesn't come out that often.
I kind of want to hear Katasubaki-san's dialect.
Hey,
What?
are you sure you want to leave this beauty alone?
What?
What? You don't like her?
It's not like I dislike her, but she's someone I respect. I might even admire her, but I don't think I have any romantic feelings for her.
How boring.
You can say that kind of thing, old man.
Young people these days are uptight.
you doing? Let's go.
Oh, yes! Right away! Thanks to Katasabaki-san, I was able to get to know the neighbors, and everyone was very friendly.
In the countryside, being hated means death. You're lucky I'm here.
You're a real help! Actually, thanks to Ayame-san, I've made a good impression from the first meeting. I started thinking relationships with other people are easier in the city. After a few days of moving to the countryside, I finally finished unpacking. Alright! Fishing! Fishing comes with a slow life, doesn't it? I've never fished before, but it sounds relaxing to go fishing. That's why I bought a plot of land near a river.
Your outfit.
Oh, Katasabaki-san! It's Katasabaki-san. She can tell from the way I'm dressed that I'm going fishing. If that's the case, I'm sure she'll talk about something else. Usually, I get tired of Katasabaki-san's sudden topics of conversation, so this time, I'm gonna try to anticipate them. That's right. Maybe she's gonna tell me where I can catch a lot of fish.
Can I go with you?
I was wrong! Huh? Together?
Yeah, can I?
Of course!
Really? Then can you wait a little while I get ready?
Yes. I'm now going fishing with Katasabaki-san.
All right.
I can't catch anything.
All right.
I can't catch anything.
Well, I guess it'll come in time.
You're used to it, Katasabaki-san. Do you fish often?
Yeah, my parents like it.
Speaking of which, she quit fishing for her parents. Do your parents live here?
Yeah, my parents are doing well since I have too much money. I'm able to make my parents' lives easier.
I have too much money. I've always wanted to say that line at least once in my life. Huh? This is it! Ah! What is this? This is heavy! Katasabaki-san, I've been feeling this is a big catch!
It might be the master.
A master?
There's a master here.
What is that? How romantic.
Okay, I'll help too.
Please. Ah! I'm sorry! And I felt a soft sensation on my back, and I couldn't help but relax my muscles.
No, it's okay.
Whoa!
Ah, it's cold.
I could see through her clothes!
My clothes are drenched. I should take them off.
What? Is that okay? Despite how open the countryside is!
All right.
What are you doing?
What? I'm wearing a swimsuit.
What?
I knew things like this might happen if we went to the river.
Right. Of course.
That's too bad.
No! What is? She knows! I'm embarrassed. Anyway, we didn't catch anything, but the country life is great. Sorry, it's actually tough. I was attacked by a huge army of stink bugs. Ah!
What happened? I heard a scream that sounded like it was coming from inside the house.
Katasabaki-san, who ran over, helped me out. Living in the country is tough, isn't it?
Ugh. I told you, didn't I? Do you want to go back to the city already?
No. Thanks to you, I'm having a pretty good time.
Really? I'm glad to hear that.
But I'm really glad you're here with me, Katasabaki-san. I hope you'll keep staying with me.
What? That sounded like a love confession.
Oh.
Ugh.
At first, I admired this person who could do anything. Next, I became scared of this person who could do anything. Now, Ever since I came here, Katasabaki-san has been helping me.
Oh,
I'm conscious of Katasabaki-san. Of course, as the opposite sex, I've had a lot of trouble since I came to the countryside, but I'm glad I came.
please. Please come back.
Someone from my old company suddenly came to my house and was on their knees. What's going on?
Hello, Hitome. Hello? Maybe it's better to sound more refreshing. Or maybe cuter? Hello. I don't think that suits me. Yeah. Please, I beg you!
No, that would be troubling.
Huh? Hitome?
Oh, Katasabaki-san.
Hey, who is she?
She's the secretary of the president at our old company.
Katsuyabaki, wait, what? A noble? I haven't heard that in a while. Why are you two in the middle of the countryside? Isn't that rude?
Oh, that sounds like a local grasshopper.
I hate bugs! This is why I hate the countryside! You're definitely from the countryside! Are you two in a relationship?
What?
I never met Katsuyabaki-san, but I've heard that Hitome-san was trusted by Katatsubaki-san. So I thought maybe that was the case. We're not in a relationship.
Right. Yes. You were flatly denying it before. Why are you looking at me like that? Stop it. You're making me conscious.
So let's get back to the main topic. Why did you come to my hometown, which is in the middle of nowhere?
She's a little bitter.
Yes, the reason I came to this middle of nowhere is clear.
Oh, you're not going to correct it?
I want you to come back to the company, Hitome-san.
Let's hear about it.
I know you don't agree with the president, but if you don't come back, the company will definitely go under. Well, it's a bit much for the current president to take control of the factions that have grown around him. What? In other words, the internal factions are doing whatever they want now that Hitome, who was a deterrent to the rival factions, is gone. And you came to bring back Hitome back because you thought the president alone couldn't keep them in check. That's exactly right.
She's so good at this. She's been away from the company for quite some time. But just from what was being talked about, she completely understands the situation.
Were there people who wanted to destroy the company like that when you were there too? Yeah, there were many.
There were.
What do you do in those situations? I think we should thoroughly exterminate them and cleanse the inside. I don't think that's a good option. How come? People live their lives more and less consumed by greed. If you don't have greed, you won't even bother to improve yourself. And the more trivial and mundane something is, the stronger the attachment. Like for money. People can work harder for that. Huh? In other words, in order to make the company bigger, you have to swallow the poison.
That's one of the reasons Katasabaki Ayame was able to make the company grow so quickly. She knew they were spies, but still gave away company secrets.
What? Those days were fun. You never knew when you'd be stabbed in the back. Katabasuka-san, are you a gambler? That's rude and pretty normal, you know.
I think she's the type of person who can't live without feeling the thrill.
There's
no way.
What?
Sorry, but I'm not going back. I'm gonna live a slow life here in comfort.
Then I won't go home until you agree.
What?
So please let me stay over.
Oh, you're going to ask me. If I say no, will you go home?
I'll stay outside.
You can't do that! There's bears out there!
Please let me stay over.
She still won't go home. She's very determined.
Well, why don't you just let her stay?
What? But being alone together... It's not like I'm thinking of anything naughty, but...
Alone together.
Katsubaki-san? What?
Men and women of marriageable age under one roof. It's not a good idea.
Marriageable age? We're both pretty old.
I'm younger than you, Hitomi-san.
Yes, that's right. Huh? I feel like something is off right now.
Huh? Pretend you didn't hear that.
That was the first time I heard Katsubaki-san's dialect.
Oh, sorry. It's cramped, isn't it?
No. Why did it come to this? That was when it turned out that there was only one futon.
I can't sleep without a futon. You're so selfish. Maybe I'll bring a futon from my house. I'm staying over
I'm
too.
sorry. This is why. It seems that Katsubaki-san only had one futon too. And when I said I'd sleep somewhere else...
I can't let the owner of the house sleep on the floor.
So in the end, we ended up sleeping in the same futon. This futon is the one that Katsubaki-san usually uses, right? Oh no. It smells good.
Aren't you regretting it?
You're being abrupt again. What are you talking about?
You know what I mean.
Well... yeah. We should have made the secretary sleep outside after all.
That's not what I meant. Are you regretting the fact that you're sleeping with me?
That wasn't it. I'm embarrassed. Oh, I see. Is it about coming to the countryside? If that's the case, I don't regret it at all. I did it first, but...
It's not that either.
What should I do? I pretended to understand what she was talking about. That's embarrassing. I don't understand anything.
How you gave up halfway through at the company.
Oh. You could tell.
You're that kind of person after all.
I moved to the countryside because I hated the city and its fast-paced lifestyle. That's right. I came here to have a slow life. I don't want to get caught up in the factional disputes. It's also kind of weird to just leave things half-finished. I can't help it. By the way... Whoa. I couldn't sleep a wink that night. The next day...
Well then, thank you for your help! Ah! Local grasshopper! Hi.
Oh, man.
Are you sure you didn't have to go?
Yes.
I see. Who knew it would turn out like this?
I've decided to go back to the company, but that doesn't mean I'm going back to the city. This day and age, you can do anything online. I'll support the president from here. That was my answer. Of course, keeping the factions in check will be more difficult than it was back then, but it's not impossible.
Shouldn't you have gone? Life here is tough, isn't it?
Well, that's true, but there's a bigger reason I don't want to leave this place.
What is that?
I didn't want to be away from Katsubaki-san.
Oh, I see. Huh.
My slow life continues. Bonus! What's wrong, Katsubaki-san?
Oh, sorry, I was doing some calculations.
What kind of calculations?
If we were to get married, where would we live? And things like that.
Huh?
If you were to marry me, where would you like to live?
Somewhere with clean air would be nice. It's better to have a large plot of land, too.
Why is that?
Why? Because your parents will be living with us too, right? It's better to have a bigger place.
Er,
Is something wrong?
no.